Heaven, we thank you, dear Lord, for this day. We thank you for the blessings you give us. Thank you for this opportunity to come out and serve you, Father, in our county and our districts. We just thank you for those who came this way that had a concern to be here. Just ask you to bless them and always care for them. Father, everything we say and do here today, I pray that it be done according to your will. We thank you for Jesus' name.
Flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the meeting to order. I need a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make it. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, I need a motion to approve the claims.
I'll make it. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I need a motion to reappoint Sharon Dickens to the Alabama Lake Board of Directors.
I'll make that motion.
All in favor? I need a motion to appoint Aideen Kimbrough to the NACOG Board of Directors.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Need a reappoint Tony Shackelford to the NACOG Board of Directors.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Need a motion to appoint Ray Sam to the NACOG Board of Directors.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next, we've got the public hearing about the railroad crossing in Bear Creek. Scott, you want to fill us in on that?
Yes, Chairman. As we all know, we had a proposal to close all that part of County Road 79 that lies west of School Avenue and east of Alabama Highway 13. This is the Norfolk Southern Railroad crossing, identified as crossing number 727034F. And so we had the proposal and we scheduled this for a public hearing on today's date. As you're aware, we also scheduled a public hearing on August 1st in Bear Creek at their council meeting in a better effort to get input from the citizenry of Bear Creek. Commissioner Knight was there, our engineer Mike Shaw was there, I was present along with representatives of Norfolk Southern. I counted 56 that were present there that day, and there may have been some that had left a little sooner, and some that came in after I counted. And I'm also going to put in our record the meeting minutes of the town of Bear Creek for July 18th, where they unanimously voted to support keeping the crossing open. And here's the sign sheet from that meeting as well. And this is we have the petition.
I have a stack of them. There's 162 names as of this morning.
Okay.
We can get more.
And it was unanimous. Everyone was opposed to closing the crossing. To hit some highlights, some of the issues were congestion, especially during school hours, safety involving the school children, and it was mentioned that maybe there'd be some less restrictive alternatives available than closing the crossing. There were some concerns about emergency vehicles being able to get out on County Road 79 or come back to County Road 79 during high congestion periods, like during school times or during football events or other events at the school. As y'all may be aware, Phillips School is right there at this crossing. It's not back from it. And there's this School Avenue that runs in front of Phillips that feeds into County Road 79. And the general consensus was closing that would just cause unnecessary clog in the 79 network. The issues that were expressed for closing it from the railroad were the larger vehicles that get stuck on it or potentially get stuck. If you're familiar with the crossing, it's at a bad grade. So an 18-wheeler or a truck pulling a trailer may have difficulty in getting over it. My suggestion to the commission would be to let us get with our county engineer, Mike Shaw, and look at some of these other alternatives, such as restricting vehicles with over 2 axles from crossing the crossing, and see how that goes. To me, passenger vehicles, your standard cars, your basic emergency vehicles, ambulances, they would not have as much of an issue about going through those, but your larger vehicles would. If we could just restrict those, that would be safe, good safety plan. Obviously, there's some issues with that crossing that we need to be mindful of, but the people that live there, the people that see it every day, they do not feel that it's a safety issue to keep it open. So that's my recommendation. If some of the people that have driven down would like to speak, I would recommend give them a few minutes. And we do have Andy Miller with the railroad is here as well, if he'd like to speak. Would anyone care to add? And like Ms. Bishop said, she's got a petition with several names on it. Over 100.
162 as of 9 o'clock this morning.
That's nearly all of them, Margaret.
Well, not quite.
Would you like us to put that in our record?
You can, and I'll
We can make
let
copies.
Brooke make copies if you need to. Okay. As many people said at the meeting and in Bear Creek, there would be a whole lot more here if it were in the evening, but I understand you don't have your schedule you have to do. But a lot of the signatures are school employees and personnel, past and present. School is, they have started this one, the school hasn't, but the teachers are all there today, so, and the principals, and they could not attend, but most all of them, like I said, have endorsed our opposition to closing that crossing. And one of our suggestions at the meeting, as Mr. Hunt said, was to post some type of signage there where it at least puts people on notice that anything more than 2 axles is subject to being fined if there's an incident or if they're caught by our Bear Creek police. And, but everyone who lives up that way or in the Bear Creek community as a whole in general, it's been that way for years. And, and I think some, I'm not obviously a truck driver, but some that were at the meeting said any professional truck driver knows not to go across a grade like that. So that's, our unanimous feeling at the meeting, as Mr. Hunt said, was in opposition to closing it.
Well, I'll just reiterate what I said at the meeting the other night. I worked at the school for 22 years. My classroom was on the front, and I saw the truck crossing when it was added, the one with the crossbars and flashing lights. And many times that would malfunction. It could be at 7:20 in the morning, they would close. Well, there would be buses lined up on Highway 13 as far as you can see. And when that happens, there's a lot of congestion on Highway 13 as well, waiting for those crossbars to open. And many times during the day, if they would just go down and they would stay down until someone would call that number and ask them to come and check those crossbars. And I saw lots and lots of congestion when even at the end of the day too, there would malfunction and the buses would be lined up waiting to go. Well, there was 79 available. The cars could go ahead and leave the campus, but the buses would still be lined up way behind the football field. So it is just a safety factor. I think we need to remember the children first and foremost, and that's my main concern, because I want them to be safe. I don't want to see an accident happen there at all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm Andy Miller. Y'all don't know me. I'm assistant track supervisor there at Haleville. I do the track inspections daily. And getting back to her statement about them crossing gates, we're prone to error just like anybody else that works in the real world. But, it could be not necessarily malfunction. They could be a signal man that, is testing, circuits or work crews, working on tracks, up around the curve may have them gates down when the track's shunted. But this was brought to me not only, during my inspections, a lot of near misses and coming out on call outs for trucks hung on the track, but train crews are also reaching out to me. They've had a lot of close calls and near misses there at the crossing. And so I just wanted to bring it to my boss's attention. We got Will Miller, he's the regional crossing manager, involved in it, so I'm gonna let him talk with y'all on his ideas. So appreciate y'all letting us be here.
Yeah, and thank you to the Marion County Commissioners for hosting the meeting and also the public hearing last week, which I was unable to attend. But I certainly didn't drive over here this morning thinking that we were going to get the crossing closed. But we certainly appreciate everyone's input and recommendations of what we can do to make things better. Certainly enforcing and posting some type of axle restriction would be a good thing. Hopefully eliminate anyone getting hung up at that crossing, which is our concern. And yeah, that's basically it. I mean, we'd like to get a copy of the petition if we could. Everybody that signed that paper stating that they want to keep it closed, we'd like to keep that on our record.
They want to keep it open.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay. You mean they didn't sign it to keep it closed?
Not nary a one.
But I do want to make sure everybody understands that the railroad doesn't decide which crossings get warning devices. That's all done by DOT. It's done on a hazard ranking that they evaluate every year. So I'm kind of surprised that someone is not saying, why can't you just put up arms? That's what we hear a lot of the time. And
We did ask that at the meeting.
Okay,
and I
so-
think Andy explained that that's
so
not
you've already
the rail.
gotten that answer.
The arms don't belong to the railroad, is that correct?
We don't decide what crossings get modified or upgraded. The state tells the railroad, hey, these are the crossings that are going to be done this year, and then we actually go out and do the work. And I mean, we do maintain them. But I want to make sure that everybody understood how that process works. So it's not like we can just go out and do that.
You can't go get some 2x4s, paint them red and white.
We could, but I don't think that would be up to standard. So no, anything that we can do, we appreciate everybody that's worked on this to bring it up to the surface and try to make things better. So, and I'm here for any questions that anyone may have.
I got a question. When that train turned over, all them heavy trucks and stuff come in there and unloaded their equipment right there on the school parking lot and messed it up, knocked holes in it and everything. And I talked to Connie about it not long after it happened. And she said she had talked to the railroad and they said they'd fixed it. Well, that's been a couple of years ago, I think.
I'll tell you what, if the mayor wants to get a number to a claims representative, the city can take it up with our
Say we
claims.
made up money
We
and
talked, I
everything
think we
to
did
pay
file
that.
something, but,
Okay.
yeah, but we,
Okay, let me rephrase that. If anybody has any questions about the railroad crossing in Bear Creek, I'd be happy to answer any questions about that.
Can y'all suggest that they put up a sign down there to keep the trucks off of that that's pulling a trailer where they're gonna get hung up? There's no sense in going across there. I'd have more sense in that play.
I think that's the recommendation that I heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
we have asked Scott to work us up an ordinance that will allow the police chief to fine or give tickets to anybody that, like on an 18-wheeler that's going across there today, so.
And that's definitely a good start. I mean, if you can't make everything perfect for everybody, then sometimes you just do what you can do.
As far as the volume of traffic on that road, if you look at the way the lake, arms of the wings of the lake are formed, it funnels an awful lot of traffic from East Franklin County and even Lawrence County. It's not just that one little local community. There are a lot of people further east that use that heavily.
Yeah, the traffic counts on those two crossings, and I might get them mixed up, so I won't try to tell you which one is which, but one sees a little over 800 vehicles a day and one sees a little over 600 a day, per the inventory that AlDOT keeps. Now, of course, that can fluctuate a lot, I imagine, with school traffic when school's in, but when we look at railroad crossings, that's not a lot of traffic. So,
Commissioners, that'd be my recommendation is to vote this time to keep that crossing open. And then for Mr. Shaw, myself, and Mr. Miller to discuss alternative plans on what we can do, and also get with the town of Bear Creek and May Morrison and see some other solutions.
Right.
I think first, the signage issue seems to be a fairly reasonable, easy fix, and we can do a resolution to that effect when we get it prepared, but we'll try to have that within a few weeks or so.
Well, everything has been said. The meeting we had last Monday and today, I appreciate everybody coming. I really appreciate your concern. And my stand on this thing is right now that we're not going to close that crossing.
Okay, we have a second. All in favor? Okay. We do appreciate all of you coming in. Hang around, Catherine might want to take your picture of it. What you need?
Oh, I've got to get back to the office.
Okay. Thank y'all for coming. Okay? Appreciate it.
I'll spend a little money when
Trailers misjudging that distance. Very short distance. About 40, 45 feet.
Not necessarily get hung up, but there's a lot of times tractors come in, curves,
More traffic's
truck be stopped
It's such a short distance. I think I measured it's like 40 or 45 foot from the stop bar to the center of the tracks. It's a very short distance. So if we're going to restrict vehicles, we're probably going to need to restrict trailer vehicles. Trailer and truck is greater than 2 axles. We can put advanced warning signs right there that have trucks with a big arrow pointing left, right in front of the school. Y'all think of anything else that
I mean, there's some kind of regulatory side of it, so it's a lot of that's already installed for the approach off that highway.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything that
It shows a hump and it shows like a low boy trailer.
yeah, it's got a little yeah, it shows drawing attention to it.
At minimum,
now if everybody, your idea to take it out.
Do we ever get a copy of that? But I would like a copy of that petition. Because I guarantee if somebody gets hit there, he's gonna look and see if they signed it. W10-5, which would be supplemented by W10-5 low ground fence.
I'm gonna tell you how good this equipment is.
No, I don't care on the phone. We keep one pretty close by. It's good.
You give it a shame.
That would be a bad idea.
It's in the house. We're going back to the house, and I'll leave Tommy there. You want me to bring it up? Okay, you going back?
He's got it all.
Don't be mad at us.
When you're in the field, that's right. Go back. I don't know. There's not a lot of updates.
How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you again. Proud that you found our training.
That's right. Y'all worry about something else.
Thank you for coming. No, all works with us.
Be a part of the process.
Really? Well, it hasn't been on the website. Our stories, we have it all on.
I appreciate all your work. Sorry.
You would have to work that up.
Maybe we'll get some.
Because I remember across the street, you saw that movie, 6,000 miles. They didn't know what we were doing, but we had to be within that general area.
Where you headed now?
So we could go as far as project, you might be 4 miles down the track or whatever. As long as that back then was based on the speed of the train. You were looking at about 90 miles an hour on the train, so you had to get far enough back to cover that. Anything we was doing within that area, so we had to maintain a whole line down here, all our trucks. Nowadays they use microwave things. So, I was aware that when you said they're gonna be up and out, they wanted to call shots on that. See, that's the start. If you don't see the lead, you go in, start riding. Your way is on left, because state does that. They probably, if they ever cover that. I don't know. That's right there. That eliminated your business. That's what, that's my concern was, if you close that north one, but really wanted that south one. Not only it's just as bad.
Yes, sir, I gotta go.
Like these folks said, you know,
Judge Hannah's.
football, basketball games, school hours. It's true. And as far as the vehicles getting, I don't think right now. Really don't have like a post right there, you trucks right around, I've seen them cross.
Well, here's the problem. There's just not enough distance from that stop bar. It's about 45 feet up to the track. You get a vehicle on that, you on the track. You ain't moving, you on the track. You're not moving unless you run somebody over or you go around them somehow, but you can't just pull out into 13 if it's on common track.
That's why I said, that's right, I suggested, you might want to consider the traffic light down.
Yeah, we're gonna look at that. We'll talk about it and see what.
That can be done. The ribbon will always keep the gates from coming down. They can still ribbon put in the road, prevent that gate. And still allow the flashers to start on these roads.
Take it easy.
Thanks, Scott.
They're not bad expensive.
No good enough.
We got no roller road.
They put me down second in line for that service truck.
Well,
First,
yeah, I'll check.
I like to talk to the governor a little bit about
tattoos back and forth, how that place was run.
You're right, though.
Yeah,
You can't talk to anybody.
Hey, listen, they wouldn't even talk to me, I had a truck bought from them, and I couldn't even find out where it was. They charge us more than to do the public farm.
I have one, yeah. Yeah, just one should. Yeah, that way y'all, that way y'all know it's so.
There you go.
You gonna order that truck?
You wanna sell that?
Give me an order.
Yeah. Now, the seat, it doesn't mention.
I did that.
I want an air ride seat.
Captain's chair. Right on there, right on there, right up, okay.
Is that a pretty, 330 horsepower, that's about the best motor you can get, that's not a whole lot.
That's pretty high
For that size truck, that's.
Your international run about 175.
Oh,
Yeah.
what kind of engine is it?
225 is
Internationally,
Yeah,
they're on
that's,
engine.
yeah, that's 480 and 466, is it?
Yeah, I bet it is.
One,
It's
don't
turned
get a
up.
small engine, that's on weak.
It's at 444.
Yeah,
It ain't no count.
That's what the state's got right
Yeah,
here.
the 466 is a, he's turned them up, I think. pretty
Yeah,
good.
444, I've got one of
And
them,
it ain't no count.
47 series, Danny's little truck, it won't full.
So this engine, is this the engine I want in this truck?
I think so.
Yeah, that's probably about as good as you can get.
Yeah, I think it.
That's probably what those Caterpillars.
That night guy's a
Give it to
300.
one of us.
Don't get him confused, it's been under here before he buys it.
Did you stay at your house? I heard you did, and you heard you hadn't.
What?
Your house, did you sell it to?
I sold it, done been paid for.
I thought it, who'd you sell it to?
Jackie, all, Jackie
Well,
sold
you
his,
go
so Doc come and say, here,
What you gonna do?
don't be a Doc.
Well, You're, that's international.
Where you gonna move?
I don't know.
You ain't found
I
nothing
think we'll move on that bridge down there.
Andrew said, we just come home.
So this is the state contract, we're already good to
Yeah,
go
they
with
got a
it.
bid.
Ain't got a bid.
I need to put you a 14-foot body
I'll
on
be a
it.
14 on it.
I done traded my old place.
I'll get it ordered.
One going
Oh.
down on that hill and then.
Did you see anything on there that I need to rethink?
I make a motion to adjourn.
We ready to go?
Yeah, we gotta come back in an hour and get these in.
Oh, I've got a motion to adjourn until 10:45.
I so moved, second.
All right, all in favor?
Yeah.
Aye.